Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. November has been a tough month for AMD, which dropped more than 15%. The main reason is the growing fear that we might be in an AI bubble, with big tech companies getting ready to spend hundreds of billions of dollars, without really knowing when they will get a return, or if they will ever get one at all. Even Nvidia has taken a hit. After becoming the first company ever to surpass a $5 trillion market cap, it's now sitting around $4.3 trillion. Adding even more chaos, we got the news that Meta plans to spend billions of dollars on Google TPUs, trying to reduce its dependence on Nvidia GPUs. But let's take this step by step, because in the last few weeks, we didn't get only bearish news. In fact, there were estimates and numbers announced that make it almost impossible not to be optimistic about the future of AI. First of all, during AMD Financial Analyst Day, Lisa Su gave prediction that shocked a lot of people. Yet, they are not even surprising when you truly understand what's happening. She said that the total addressable market for AI accelerators will surpass $1 trillion by 2030. She also expects AMD revenue to grow 35% compounded annually at least through 2030, driven mainly by the data center segment, which alone is expected to grow 80% annually. Those numbers sound massive, but they make sense. CapEx spending for 2025 from Amazon, Microsoft, Google, and Meta will be close to $400 billion. And there is absolutely no doubt spending will continue to rise year after year. NVIDIA Jensen Huang explained perfectly why these investments will keep climbing, showing that this is not an AI bubble, but it's actually the beginning of a virtuous AI cycle. AI companies are now building models people are willing to pay for, and they will keep making them smarter. Smarter models require more GPUs for training, and more users requires more GPUs for inference. More usage creates more data, which trains even smarter models, and the cycle repeats. Some people are suspicious of comments coming from companies like Meta. Zuckerberg himself said, "I much prefer being ahead than behind. I'm worried that if I don't overinvest now, I won't have enough capacity later. But I can't necessarily fully map out how it's going to work on the other end either." But the truth is, when a company like Meta, which with such financial strength, decides to make these massive investments, they are committing to the right bet. We have already seen enough to say with confidence that more computing and more investment always lead to faster innovation. Yes, the timing of ROI might be unclear. No one can say whether it's 12 or 24 months or whatever. But at the end of the day, computing equals intelligence. And if you can get more intelligence, why wouldn't you want more computing? Now, let's get more concrete. The year 2026 will bring AMD two huge inflection points. First, the arrival of the MI450 series. This new GPU family was developed in close collaboration with OpenAI. The two companies worked together on the design of the MI450, optimizing it specifically for inference workloads. The second huge inflection point will be the introduction of AMD New Scale Architecture, Helios. This will be AMD's first full rack AI system. To understand how big this is, in 2026, NVIDIA will launch Rubin, which is already its third generation of full rack systems. AMD has never truly competed on this front, until now. The launch of Helios transforms AMD from a simple chip supplier into a full AI system provider. This changes everything. It means higher margins, easier adoption for customers, real end-to-end competition with NVIDIA, and true scalability for AMD's AI business. A complete, optimized, ready-to-deploy rack instantly makes AMD far more attractive to hyperscalers and enterprises. The MI450 series will also power the deployment of the first gigawatt of the OpenAI deal, expected to begin in the second half of 2026. For context, the OpenAI agreement involves 6 gigawatts of data center capacity. Deployment begins in late 2026, and the full completion is expected by 2030. Each gigawatt is estimated to bring AMD from $25 to $30 billion in revenue. This means that the OpenAI deal alone could bring AMD around $150 billion in total revenue. But the key takeaway is this. This partnership proves that AMD can deliver gigawatt-scale systems and meet massive demand from the top-tier clients. AMD management even hinted that more mega deals like this one are coming. We ensure sufficient production capacity to support deployment of similar scale by multiple clients between 2027 and 2028. This is undoubtedly our goal. Let's talk about the most talked about news of the week. made an announcement that it plans to spend billions of dollars on Google TPUs. As an AMD shareholder, my reaction was actually positive. Google TPUs are ASICs, chip designed for very specific workloads. They are not as versatile as GPUs, but they can be more efficient in certain tasks and often come with a lower total cost of ownership. They are still far from NVIDIA GPU's performance levels, but the fact that Meta is willing to invest billions in dollars in them shows one thing: the industry does not want to depend solely on NVIDIA. And with a 1 trillion total addressable market by 2030, there will be room for multiple major players. AMD will be one of the most important. As Lisa Su has said many times, everyone wants multiple solutions. There is no one size fits all. Considering NVIDIA currently holds about 90% of the accelerated market, Meta's move is actually great news for AMD, because it means that 90% figure will definitely shrink. To wrap up, the future remains extremely bright for AMD. The market clearly wants alternatives to NVIDIA, and deals of the scale of the OpenAI agreement will continue. I still have zero doubt that AMD will soon become a multi-trillion-dollar company. I hope you enjoyed the video, and see you in the next one.